when you're scouting, what's the most important intangible or characteristic that you're looking for in a young player?
We talk a lot about character, about drive to play, love for the game. Obviously, the skill set it's important for these guys to have, but we'll try to kind of see if we can figure out how much they really love playing the game. How do they interact with their teammates? How do they, play on the ice? How do they carry themselves off the ice? So character is big on our list.
So you're looking for a guy that you don't want a guy that's burned out. You want to make sure these guys still have a lot of passion for the game when they get to this level.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the passion and drive. That's what's more important than talent, in my opinion. Obviously, if you don't have any talent, it's harder. But the passion for the game, that takes you a long way, and that's what we try to look for. They have fun playing it.
When you're evaluating a player, how much of it is it equal parts? Combine, film, and interview, like how much is it kind of all equal?
I think it's all into one big pot. Like everything has, so to speak, a role to play in our final decision, how we build our list and how we evaluate the player. So it literally is everything, like on ice performance, the combine, the interviews. We got a lot of due diligence on these young men, and then we discuss it at our meetings and put it all together.
What's the toughest thing about measuring a prospect? Like, is it?
Well, I think toughest. Like we're dealing with young kids, like 17, 18 years old, and there's a lot of development going on mentally and physically. So we're literally trying to picture how they're gonna develop in 5 years. Like I said, mentally and physically. So it's really hard to put a value on, because you can't really say this is who they are. Like they really have a few years to develop on both sides of that.
How about we're seeing more European players in the NBA, of course, and you guys have always had international players.
Yep.
When you look at that, how does that impact you and your staff when it comes to scouting those and getting around to see all of these players all over the planet?
Yeah, so we have scouts regionally in Europe, and we have so-called crossover scouts that travel pretty much all over the world where the players are. We do scout all the international tournaments. We do go see the international leagues, respective leagues, and it starts early in the summer. Linka Gretzky tournament is a great indicator what the year's gonna look like on the international level, because you got all the teams. From Sweden, Finland, Czech, Swiss, US, Canada. And so we really go everywhere. We try to build the schedule early so we kind of know where we're going to be. But then, once it goes to the last quarter of the season, then we kind of have an idea where the players are and what we need to see, but we go everywhere.
So when it gets to the draft day, is that kind of the culmination of all your hard work, and it's as Ian talked about, it's kind of the Super Bowl of your season?
Yeah, I was going to say that for the scouting staff, it's like the Stanley Cup for us. It's a whole body of work that comes together, and we enjoy it, but there's excitement. You don't really know what you're going to get. You have your list, but you don't know how the draft's going to develop and who's going to fall to you. But this is where it all comes together. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll ask you one loaded question. Is there a player that stands out in your history that you scouted, you saw drafted, and you saw him take off in the NHL, like maybe one of your favorites?
Well, I think I can't really say that I really saw it. It was more of a hunch, but way back when we were with Ron in Carolina, we drafted Sebastian Aho in the second round. All credit goes to Tony McDonald, that used to be the director there, and kind of he works with us here in Seattle too. But there was a pick that we thought about it. We didn't know. Again, he was a tiny guy out of Finland, didn't speak much English. But we did it, and he became I'm going to say NHL superstar. So that must be the one that I really remember as the most so far.
All right, last question for you. What's the longest trip you took over the last year?
Well, longest trip, definitely Europe and like northern Finland, maybe Rovaniemi. It's almost Santa Claus land. So it really is. Sometimes it's planes, trains, and automobiles to places that people don't understand that you gotta go to see a player. Yeah.
So northern Finland is pretty good. What was the flight? Do you remember how long the flight was?
Well, you fly across the pond, basically connect in Germany somewhere. Then you gotta go to Helsinki, and then you take another train ride or flight. So it usually the trip is around 18, 20 hours.
To scout one guy.
To scout one guy. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
We try to be efficient, but that sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
That's good.